We're live. So, ready up. Send this to Finley. What? You have to put him outside and close the door, because he's not going to stop. Where's Morty? Ready up. Mouse, you good on comms? Or not? I'm hosting, it's also not letting me launch, but I guess everybody has to be ready to launch. I've got it on the phone. Just noticed, do we not have, is Cameron not here this week? Or is he coming late? Dude, Funly. Yeah. Mouse, if you're in, I can't hear you. Because I always forget. Welcome to qualifying for Season 4 of America's Tier 1 of the Prospects eRacing League. I am Feldman 9000. Should be joined shortly by our side commentator, T-Mouse. Last week's race at Circuit of the Americas was quite the dominating performance by Passassin, who is currently not joining us in our rundown here of 14 drivers. And we get one car out in the track. We got two cars going out in the track. This is Imola, legendary track, dominated for years by the likes of Ayrton Senna. Oh, hi, Mouse. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, fortunately, I'm not sure about that, but we're getting the audio across YouTube right now, so we're good to go. Welcome back. Glad you're alive. Yeah, you've missed quite a bit. 2 races ago, Interlagos is one of the best esports races I've ever seen, flat out in general. And then a more dominating performance last week by Passassin, who is two of the fastest in the circuit. Passassin and Cameron are not with us this week, unless I'm blind and can't see their names. So we might as well go ahead and reset, ladies and gentlemen and children. T-Mouse is in. Getting a report that somebody can't hear you, but I can hear you on my comms. You didn't join a party, did you? You should just be in the plain old lobby, correct? Well, running into technical difficulties here. Got to do it live. Doing it live. Live, bad stuff happens when you're live. Anyways, we have our first coming across the line here, but it's an outlap, so there will be no time set. Optic has been a strong front runner this year, generally in the top 3 in points. I believe he's still second. But with that devastating news that Passassin looks to be dropping out of the league, we will see Optic possibly make a run here at the championship, as everything looks to be not completely reset, but the championship is at least wide open going forward. Qualifying, short qualifying session we're doing today. Now I can't hear T-Mouse at all talking. Well, I can hear my commentary over the phone on the YouTube chat. I don't know why yours is coming across. We're the 2 spectators, which is weird. I did not, nothing popped up on my screen, but I have everything muted so no notifications would pop up. But Palmer currently has the fastest. I guess we'll interrupt here. Okay. Are you there? Are you there? I don't hear anything coming across YouTube now. Okay, I do now. I do now. Sorry, missing qualifying on that one. Hopefully you guys can hear me. And they say you can hear us. Great. We haven't done Team commentary in about a month now, so bear with us. Optic currently with the pole. That's what she said. So can we get clarification? Got Palmer currently in second, followed by Ingram as Beast. About a half a second behind. Palmer back into the pits. Somebody looks like they may have spun out. In the party? No. Microphone. Share voice. Allow. That's already at allow. In the game? This is being recorded by my YouTube. Broadcasting mic only, thank God. Yeah, we should have. My bad for getting here late. So go where? Go where? I'm in there for my up. Captures and broadcasts. That's it. All right, cool. I set that once before, but clearly it didn't.
You restart a broadcast, I believe.
Okay, can everybody hear us now? As we've missed half of qualifying, but it's not the most important part of qualifying.
I can be heard on stream, huzzah!
Yay!
Yay, we're back.
Welcome back to Imola, Fantasy World Imola.
Here we go. We've got 2 people watching, so we'll take it.
Everybody left because they thought it was broken.
Ooh, Loose for Shide has binned it. Not quite sure where. Just caught that on the back of Raphael's camera there. That looks like coming out of sector 1, maybe turn. Oh yeah, back into turn 3. Oh, Raphael's also gone wide.
They were testing their limits here. Oh, we're in the dirt.
Yeah,
that we're
definitely
center
in the grass, in the gravel there.
No.
Seeming to struggle to get it back on the track.
And this is actually the corner where Lewis Hamilton wrecked this year.
That is, indeed it is. I completely forgot about that.
I have a statistician next to me. He's going to keep me up to date on what's going on.
Ah.
Yes. We
Quite
have
aptly
Ingram.
named a Tosa corner as well, I believe.
Ingram with the run here. 116.237 currently.
Yeah, Ingram's sitting quite nicely in well, I think now P6 of the championship, now that Sassa's departed. So he's definitely looking to move up a few positions. Definitely close to David Bauer and FR Golfi as well. Golfi doesn't appear to be racing today, does he? So definitely.
Since you have the inside connection here, what has led to the abandonment of our dominant driver this year? Has he moved over to a different league, or what's going on with that?
I believe he's moved over to PC. That's what I understand has happened.
So he was able to get a PC build up and get the better experience of this versus
I
PS5.
believe so, and I believe that's partially to do with the esports team that he has signed for.
New pole sitter currently, Alex D, 115.109, almost 6/10 of a second over Optic, who was locked in at 115. He said, "Screw it, I'm gonna park this shit," and that's it.
I think he may have either crashed out there or got a bit cocky with the time that he said. I'm not sure which. What tyre did he set that on? He set that on the medium, so I wonder if he just said, you know what, I'm going to start on those medium tyres. I don't want to wreck them anymore than I have to.
Tintoretto looks to be a contender for the championship at this point, just because he's been solid all season. And hopefully, I believe he finished podium last race at Coda. So kind of wide open now, especially today when the 2 fastest and arguably the 2 most aggressive drivers are no longer involved. Well, Cameron may be involved, but he's not racing this week unless he shows up last minute.
Yeah, I believe Cameron's just not racing this week.
If it means anything, last week they both decided to not even set a time of qualifying and start from the back, and they marched to the front, but that's here nor there. That makes this race that much more important. Who's going to step up and lead this thing down the stretch to win the championship?
Exactly. With Tintoretto sitting quite aptly in second place, I think only about 18 points behind Optic here. It will be an interesting thing to see where those two fare at the end of the 32 laps.
God, somebody must have won off the track for a split second as we had yellow in sector 2. Let's see if Tintoretto does anything well here to come close to that pull in the Haas. Nope, he's just pitting, just testing those tires, throwing it out there.
Yeah, I think you don't want to run too many laps on the softs, especially you want to stretch them out. If you're trying to go for the one stop, you're looking at about a lap 11 or 12. You're going to stretch those softs to, so it's going to be taking them to the kind of a far extreme of those tire ranges anyway. So you don't want to be running too many laps in qualifying on them.
Well, either Boyer's going for a time here. He's really seeing what those softs have, but there is 6 minutes left. Boyer, the only one besides Warrior without a, well, they do have a time. Never mind. Look at the bar, Ron. Whatever. He's went back to the original Red Bull livery after ditching the white livery that was there for the one race that we had this year.
Yeah, definitely a nice livery, but obviously the game's reverted back now to the well-known and well-loved Red Bull livery that we've got here.
You figure the Codemasters would let us hold on to that, but I guess not. So.
Yeah, unfortunately not. It doesn't look like it's going to happen in the foreseeable future.
It's like Sinking Ships is also locked in his time at 117. Maybe he just wrecked out. Not too sure.
Doesn't look like he's crashed. However, someone has taken a spin. That is Ingram. I think, or he's just slowed down to let Pulowski by. That's good sportsmanship from him.
Get out the way. GTFO.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, Sinking Ships looks like he's just done a lap on the mediums, and that's kind of, he doesn't want to do too many laps on them in qualifying.
So they're taking about a minute and at the most 20 seconds to get around this track. Do we see them push it with about 2:30 to go and get back out in the next 3 minutes?
Yeah, I think if you can if you're on an in lap here, you could probably get out again and do another hot lap if you're quick. But it's going to be definitely a race against the clock and your own skill. As we've got a bit of a yellow flag into sector 3, but I think that's just Warriors getting past Villeneuve there.
And today I learned Williams has a Doritos sponsor. Oh wait, that's not Doritos. That's completely something different with a similar font. Doralton!
It looks very similar, and I always used to think it was Doritos too. So you're not alone when you're thinking that was a Doritos sponsor.
So Warrior,
maybe I'm just hungry.
So Warrior, who was sitting back in last, the 141, is now locked in the third. Currently not locked in.
Quite interesting. QC Alex might be getting his pole position here at the track where Jenson Button got his first ever pole position back in 2004.
Well, speaking of
fun little fact.
Speaking of fun little facts, we all know that Ayrton Senna dominated this track over the years. 7 consecutive poles, 8 in total, and I believe 2 wins. Schumacher leads in victories at Imola with 7.
Yeah, definitely. Senna's obviously, like you were saying, he's got 8 poles. That makes Brazil the most successful nation in qualifying here at Imola.
Yes.
And obviously, Nelson Piquet also took pole, I believe, in 1984.
Another fun little fact, but it's kind of a down fact. This is the last race that Gilles Villeneuve competed in. Shout out to our Villeneuve 1965 racer. He was actually duped by the teammate in this race in 1982. His teammate went against team orders, and then the next race at Zolder, Villeneuve would perish. So.
Same with Senna, I believe, as well. This was his last race, wasn't it?
And of course, Max Verstappen won this race this year in dominating fashion. As they put this back in the circuit last year, and we won't discuss last year's winner, but this year's winner was Max Verstappen.
I've got a final little fact about qualifying as we come into the final kind of few minutes where we want to focus on people doing laps.
Yes.
But there's yet to be a race here at Imola where none of the top 3 starters have gone on to finish on the podium.
That is a distinct fact, and hopefully that holds true in today's race.
I think Optic, Ingram, and Alex are all kind of hoping for that to come true as they're going to be fighting for a podium here.
I'm going to go with the wild card. When push comes to shove here in the next 2 minutes, somebody is going to step up, and I'm going with Palmer.
I think Palmer might be interested. It depends what people are wanting to start on, because you've got those medium runners starting at the front of the grid there. Tintoretto has gone out on the soft, so I wonder if he's wanting to put in a really quick lap here. I know from the European Tier 1 earlier, it's definitely possible to get into the low 14s, if not the 13s. Excuse me, as a lot of the drivers did just a few hours ago for the European division. So don't rule anybody out on those soft tyres.
As we will show a breakdown of the current tire options, which everybody's going to be should be going for that fastest lap now. Let's say, who knows?
That extra point is going to come in so handy with a few more, I think 3 more races after this left in the season. So you want to pick up every single point that you can.
Especially when it's pretty, I wouldn't say it's wide open, but things have changed. Somebody that might have not had a chance before, obviously will have a chance now. That might just make enough of that difference to push these races even further, but also add further anxiety and pressure to themselves to try and take home the trophy.
Definitely. Lucifer did ask us to shout out his helmet. Apparently he's got an Italy-themed helmet running for this weekend, but unfortunately he took a little bit of an early shower from qualifying, so we'll have a little on board of that hopefully in the race.
I believe Tinto here should be going for the set time, unless he's hoping he can change tires one more time, get back out before that countdown ends. But we'll see what he sets here if he does anything.
He could be held up by Scott Palmer, who's just about to start his lap. Was going quite slowly down that third sector, but has finally kicked up the pace a little bit as he starts the lap. But Tintoretto coming around the final turn here. He's going to be having that ERS wide open in just a second. There we go. And across the line, he's put himself into third place.
1:15.550.
Definitely a respectable time. I think Optic's going to be regretting getting out so early. Obviously, he's now dropped a fair few positions down. But who else have we got out on a lap? Pulaski's out on 4 lap olds. Oh no, that's his best one. Let's go for
Palmer currently looks
4 lap old softs.
Palmer currently looks to be the one, the front runner, to set a time here, based on the cycle.
Definitely. He's on fresh softs, up towards the top of the grid. Alex has also gone out by the look of it. He wants to improve his time to secure that top spot, and I do not blame him. He's going to be looking to get into the 114s here.
Yeah, yellow in sector 2 might have been Villeneuve because he locked out.
Yeah.
Yes. There's Alex in the Williams. Let's go back to Palmer. He gets it. He gets it. Call it. Call it with the time. Call it. 1:14.
He's got about a second and a half quicker there for reference, and he's absolutely shown what he can do.
Last race, he also hit his cards in qualifying and surprised on the when it mattered the most. So no doubt doing that again.
Bit of a clog here in sector 3. I think Alex might get a little bit held up, or just doesn't. He's going to be taking these last 2 turns, the Rivasa turns. Make sure he sticks it, doesn't extend the track limits there because they're quite harsh on this circuit.
Alex.
He improves by that half a second, but it's just not enough.
Gets in them 114s though. He's locked in second, and Tintoretto's out.
Probably the only person that can challenge now. He's improved, but just not enough to jump up there. And I believe that locks in the qualifying order.
Palmer with the ringer to lock it in the final seconds of this qualifying session. Alex D, not quite enough.
McLaren have famously been the most impressive constructor in here. They've taken 9 poles, or taken pole on 9 occasions here. They're the most successful constructor at Imola, and Scott Palmer is just continuing that tradition here today.
True that, and who was that driver of most of those McLarens? It was Senna.
Exactly.
We're off to the races.
We really are. This is going to be a close one. Track limits will play their part, as will penalties. I know speaking from the European race earlier, a lot of people ended up with penalties, and it did change the grid around a little bit after those 32 laps of races. Racing? Racing.
It
I've
happens.
forgotten how to English.
So, order, Palmer setting a 1:14.348, followed by Alex D at 1:14.615. Ingerman's Beast third, Tintoretto fourth, Raphael fifth. Optic, who dropped out early in the sixth. Warrior, Boyer, Polovsky, Ray sinking ships, the newbie Fireball, Villeneuve, and Lucifer Shahid, who had no time, lock it in.
It's going to be an interesting start here for these drivers. It's a long run down to effectively turn 2, because turn 1's just that brief right-hander as you come off the pit straight. You don't have to follow the MotoGP chicane for the F1, luckily, because it's a really sharp couple of turns. Obviously, that's been eliminated for the F1.
Yeah, Imola is an ancient circuit, but not ancient as Monza, but still a well-storied circuit from plenty of racing aspects throughout the years.
So, how many finishes do we reckon we're going to have today?
Finishes? You mean people who complete the race?
Yep, people that complete the race.
I'm going to say 4.
Okay. So that would be a new record for this circuit. The fewest number to ever finish a Formula One race at Imola is 5. And believe it or not, it's happened twice, both in 1982 and 1985.
Well, when your champion decides to bail and it's all up for grabs, everything is on the table.
Definitely, it's going to be an interesting one. Michael Schumacher has the most fastest laps here out of everybody as well. That's definitely another point that people are going to be contending for more towards the end of the race.
Well, he was the king of this circuit.
He definitely was.
So as they get their warm-out lap, get them warm up the tires, beautiful backdrop of Italy, the sand pits of hell, the legend and ghost of Ayrton Senna. Imola brings the green, white, and red stripes across the curbs to remind everybody just where the essence of racing began.
And I must say, in my opinion, one of the nicest curbs of any F1 track. Historic and symbolic, I think, are two words that definitely come to mind for them.
So, in essence, we have a McLaren, a Williams, and a Ferrari, followed by a Haas. Here's our strategy, ideally for today.
Oh, you've got the strategy appearing on your screen. It hasn't appeared on mine, so I just have to look at the stream quickly.
I was hoping you'd be like, hey, break this down. It was just mine.
Yeah, no, I couldn't see it. I looked at the stream quickly. I was like, oh, yeah, it's there. It just didn't appear on mine. One stopper seems powerful. I think it will be a soft to medium or medium to soft, unless there is an early safety car.
Well, as we can see, our current tires sinking shifts actually on the hard, hoping to get the one stop. Mediums for Optic, Warrior, and Villeneuve from the back, hoping to get some track position.
Interesting, the sinking starting on the hard tire there. I wonder if he's just hoping just to just keep going for 20, 25 laps there.
Are we getting up to the grid time? It's about time for these lights to dawn.
Hopefully, the last update to the game should have patched the glitch where we should see the lights go out at the same time as the drivers, so there shouldn't be that awkward pause anymore.
Oh.
But we'll see how it goes.
Nobody ever said anything, so here we go.
I saw it in the patch notes, but oh, there we go. I've got the pit stop strategy appearing on my screen now.
And of course, it's when the lights drop green.
Hey, the update has worked somehow. We've got a fantastic start here. QC's got past Palmer in the run down to turn 2. Lucifer's already made up 3 positions from that start, but it's whether he can hold them. Alex, followed by Palmer into turn 2. Oh, someone's gone wide. Is that Fireball that's gone wide there? That was
the noob.
But definitely Alex and Palmer just kind of running away from the pack a little bit as they get bunched up coming into Tosa.
Ingram is beast on Cerrito's butt coming up the corner here. Everything's bunched up in the middle pack. The leaders are separating from the middle, from third back.
Yeah, I would not want to be Optic right now. You've got about 4 or 5 drivers in your rear view mirrors just wanting to get past you there.
Now they're starting to spread some. Oh, we got to spin. We got to spin. Optic goes around.
Optic spins.
Do we have a safety car? No, not yet.
No,
Ingram gets the third.
Just to get out of the way. But that is our current championship leader that has taken a spin on turn 1. Lost 8 positions from the start, but no safety cars as of yet.
So I have Palmer within a second of Alex on the first lap of 32 at Imola.
I did have a fact about safety cars somewhere, but I can't seem to find it.
They're either Mercedes or Aston Martin. They get to pick one.
Oh, there we go. Although the race has been kind of ran however many times, there's only been 5 safety cars at Imola. Ever.
That is ridiculous.
And 2 of them came in the 2021 Grand Prix.
You can blame Lewis Hamilton for that. Got Palmer second in front of Ingram is Beast, Tintoretto, Rafael, all within about a second of each other here. Let's see if somebody has the gumption to push this forward.
Definitely those two trying to pull away from the pack a little bit.
Up over the hill, the Ferrari, the Haas. We had somebody on the outside here, Rafael, trying to make a push to get into fourth. Pretty exciting so far, as we had Optic, who's not out of the race, just in 13th. Let's see if he's got a push to come back here towards the end on those mediums.
He's definitely going to be wanting to extend the life of those mediums a couple more laps just to try and push forward and take advantage of potentially an overcut here, but I can't see it happening from the distance that he is back at the moment.
Rafael hanging tight right now in that top 5.
Yeah, Warren is also doing well. QC sets the fastest lap of the race with 1:18.2 so far. Obviously, DRS is enabled this lap. We got a yellow flag in Sector 3. That is Villeneuve, who's taking a spin at the exit of the Ravazza kind of corners, just getting out of the way of Optic as he flies through.
He's been getting his feet wet this year, trying to be consistent, and it's not really been the case so far along the course of this season.
Yeah, it just seems to have had a few unfortunate races there for him, but he's definitely not out of contention at all.
Alex D currently in front, almost dominating this race, but it's still too early to make a guess on what's going to happen.
Yeah, I'm just going to point out Lucifer's made up 5 positions from the start, obviously starting all the way back in 14th after that unfortunate, I think, crash during qualifying, but he's just keeping it consistent and just making passes where he can. Just nothing stupid, and he should be good to go.
Yeah, the field looks to be at a pretty even pace right now, all within at the most 2 seconds of each other.
Yeah, Optic's already taken 2 seconds out of that deficit towards sinking ships, so he's definitely coming back into contention, but maybe a couple more laps before we see him. As Alex sets another. Oh, God, Palmer sets the fastest lap of the race, sorry. I think that was only a few thousandths in it between the 2 of them.
The clean air is looking to make a real difference here at Imola. The speed is there as the laps go by. These tires get the heat, and there's nobody in their way, so they're just taking off like an airplane.
Yeah, definitely one you want clean air for. You don't want to be stuck in a bit of dirty air, especially kind of into the latter part of Sector 2 and early parts of Sector 3 with those tight turns there.
Part of me wishes that Williams would be renamed Doritos Williams.
There you go.
Speaking of Doritos, there's the orange McLaren in second with Palmer. Starting to trail a little bit away from Alex, 1.5 seconds now, but they are really separating themselves from the lowly Ferrari that is Ingram is Beast. Not that he's lowly, but Ferrari is just not good this year, so.
It took me a second to comprehend how you'd link Doritos to the orange McLaren, but then it came to me.
Gotta love that cheese. Tintoretto in 4th, Rafael in 5th. Warrior on that tail in the orange Dorito McLaren, teammate of Palmer.
Keep an eye on Warriors. He's going to be using that DRS down the back straight. I reckon he's going to get a pass here on Rafael.
DRS zone. There's that sign. Can he make a move? on the butt of
It's
Raphael.
long straight.
Trying to get that speed up, cannot get it. Trying the outside, nothing there.
Just not this time, just not close enough. But Lucifer does make a position on Polowski, and he is up to 8th. That is 6 overtakes in 5 laps.
Unbelievable drive. I take back what I said about Ferrari because this one looks to be on fire today. Boyer.
Possibly got that new power unit stolen from Mercedes. We've got a yellow flag somewhere. That is
That's
Raphael. He's taking a bit of a spin and lost a lot of his front wing there, so he's going to be nursing that back through kind of most of half the circuit.
Let's see with him and see if he goes off the circuit again.
This is where he's got to be careful. He can quite easily pick up penalties through these turns here for going off the track. But he doesn't want to hold up Optic too much.
And he pulls in the grass and just says, screw it,
Yeah,
as we'll cycle back to our leader, Alex Dio 4. There's Palmer across the line.
Pulling so much time away from Scott Palmer here.
Both are pulling more time away from Ingram as Tino Ritto starts to catch Ingram for that third podium position, although it's very early in the race.
Yeah, we've got a bit of a DRS train going on from 7th down to 9th here. All of them stuck in that train.
Let's get some overtaking NASCAR in this stuff and have people pass each other. They are bunched up there in the middle, aren't they?
7th because of that spin as well, so he's now done 7 overtakes.
Seguin
has binned it.
Out.
That is out. That could be a safety car. That is a safety car.
Safety!
We've got safety car number 6, ladies and gents. 6th time it has ever come out in Imola.
Unbelievable. Don't know what happened, but
we
he
are
is
watching
out.
history right now.
Raphael in the pitch, trying to get some strategy. This might work to his advantage.
Nah, he had to go in for that front wing change, remember?
He did. But you want to know what?
Call. That is just a bit of luck.
Pure luck. Are they teammates with Sinking Ships, or who's the other Williams? Is it Optic? No, who is the other Williams?
QC, leading the race.
Oh. Team orders, pit, then spin.
Team orders just slow the pack down so he can get in front of that safety car before he gets a lap behind.
Speaking of pit.
QC pits. He's getting those soft tyres off. Palmer pits.
Same strategy.
Pitting. Tintoretto's pitting. Warriors doesn't pit.
On the mediums.
Stay out on the mediums.
He's on the mediums. The strategy's going to pay off.
David's pitting. Lucifer's pitting. Polowski's pitting. Ray's pitting. Optic staying out on the mediums as well.
And they all get penalties for speeding in pit road, so oh well. Optic might work to his advantage. The safety car is changing up everything that we've known through the first 6 laps of this race.
Villeneuve stays out again on the mediums. Fireball's going in to get the softs off, and Raphael obviously went into the pit earlier. He's on the mediums, so he's going to be staying out on a fresh set of mediums as well.
Look at this, orange and blue.
See what tyres people have put on. Everyone's gone either the medium or the soft. Interesting strategy here. No one's gone for the hard tyres to try and last it out to the end of the race.
That didn't prove to be too well last week, of course, different track, but a longer track at Coda. We had 1 or 2 people try that. It'll take you to the end, a little bit of luck, but I think the right strategy right now would be the mediums due to the length of the race. If they could get to lap, I'd say 22 or 23, go to the softs, I think that's going to be the goal at this point.
Yeah, I think maybe a 2-stopper, soft, medium, soft, that could be a bit of an ideal situation. But if you've got a spare set of softs, that is. Depends how many they used up in qualifying.
Correct on that. As we see the orange, blue, blue, orange, red.
But we have got 2 penalties. 2 5 seconds for Ray and Lucifer. They are speeding in the pit lane penalties, I believe.
Lucifer was quick coming through the field to make up some time, but it was too quick on pit road.
Yeah, definitely not somewhere let's try that one again. Definitely not somewhere you want to be going too quick, because that 5-second penalty can really hurt you in the long run.
Let's remind everybody the championship is wide open, as Cameron is not in this race, although he's the defending champion of the league, but has not been very consistent this year. And the dominant driver has elected to switch platforms. Assassin is out of the league. So it's wide open. With Optic spinning early on, he now sits in second. Although not on new tires, but he's still on mediums. So
7-lap old mediums, so not old, but definitely not something to worry about, I believe.
Is it the same for like dog years and human years as 7 laps on medium tires is 1 lap on soft tires? Is there a math connection to that?
Not quite, but the spirit's there. Just a reminder, if you are a Sky Q or a Sky Glass customer, you can watch replays. No, I'm joking, you can't do that. But the temptation was too much to not say that, just the amount of times it gets mentioned.
That sounds proper.
Sounds proper, but the amount of times they mention it on real life F1. I just had to say it once.
Understandable. Speaking of which, this wreck must have been pretty massive, and maybe he died, but this has taken forever to get the safety car off the track.
There's been a lot of deaths at this track, I believe.
On the most important one.
Rubens Barrichello that almost died here as well, didn't he?
Almost, but he flew in the damn air, didn't
he? He did. He landed on top of a tyre barrier. Here we go, safety car in this lap. So Warrior's leading the race. He's going to be slowing down that pack.
Gotta love it. They're going to bunch up in that first quarter.
If it was me, I'd be going as soon as I come out the last corner here. That's when I'd be accelerating.
You also know that Schumacher led the most laps here by almost nearly double, 794. I take that back, 324 laps led, but he's ran the most laps in general.
Yeah, it's been some interesting races over the years, and here we go then. Warriors has got a bit of a jump here on Optic.
They're starting. You worried about them bunching them up?
I thought they were still going to bunch up a lot more, but apparently not.
I guess everybody was checking their phones.
All got through fairly cleanly. Just checking out turns 2, 3, and 4 here, I believe. Yeah, that is the Tamarillo chicane as they head down into the Villeneuve chicane and then up to Tosa.
Optic looking to get under Warrior on double old mediums, both of them. But here comes the fast soft of Alex, the softy.
Alex is going to be chomping at the bit here to try and get past these two as quick as possible.
Good battle up front for the first 3 positions coming off the safety car.
Ooh, Orion's had a little bit of a twitchy rear end there coming out of whatever that was, the outer turn, I believe. It's a bit of a twitchy rear end. That might just be cold tyres.
I'm glad you know the names of these corners, because I do not. Optic.
I've got it up on a PDF. I do not know them. I'm just referencing them from a sheet, I will be honest.
Optic on the tail. We're going to get Alex trying to force his way under. Nothing here. This is really, really tight, exciting racing.
This is going to be a pure train of just slipstream, because remember, DRS doesn't get activated for another 2 laps.
On the tail, making the move.
There you go. Alex goes around the outside.
Oh, got 3 wide.
Oh.
No, not quite. Oh, he bumps. Warrior on the outside. Optic through the chicane.
Optic's made it stick. Warriors has managed to hold on to P2 here. Alex is right on the tail. He's going to look another inside, but he just doesn't go for it there. You've got Alex in a bit of a McLaren sandwich here at the moment as he looks to try and get past Warriors on the old tyres. He's going to take a look down the inside, just doesn't decide to go for it there. He's going to get a better run here, probably try and get some ERS as he comes into the middle of Sector 2. He's going to bide his time. He doesn't have to do this yet. Doesn't have to do a stupid move, because he can hold on. He's got the faster tyre. He's just got to hold on, find that opportunity that he needs.
You see the grip that Alex has. He's just quicker coming through each corner on the younger soft tires that are just up to temperature by now. An Optic hit with a 3-second penalty.
Villeneuve spun.
Villeneuve has spun, but will there be a safety car?
No, he's managed to recover it. I think it might have just been a little bit of a tap. Optic's got the 3-second penalty. Sorry to interrupt you for that one, but
that's a big thing, because Optic would have to win by at least 3 seconds if he's going to hold on.
And DRS has enabled this lap, so he's got 1 lap to pull at least a second.
Are those flaps open? The mud flaps open? Not quite. We're going to get it next time. Ooh. Shooting in the middle. Can't quite do it.
Alex is still chomping at that bit. He's going to try it. He's going to have a look down the inside here, but just doesn't have the straight line speed, I don't think.
He's going to find a way to nestle in and get aggressive in one of these corners. Buddy could wait for the DRS zone, but the way he's racing, he's got to get around Warrior at this point.
Yeah, Villeneuve's pit as well. He's now quite far behind the rest of the pack, unfortunately. I don't quite know what happened there. Palmer with a 3-second as well.
Y'all quit cutting corners. There's the move! Can he get under it? No, he cannot. Oh, he's trying. Woo!
He's going to go for a hit.
There he's got the push. He got it! There's contact!
He takes the inside line. Oh, inside
line! And we got somebody following.
He's got it. Ladies and gentlemen, do not look away because there is not 1 minute that you want to miss of this race. It is just non-stop action. He is now going to be going after Optic here, and you got the 2 McLarens. Will there be some team orders? It looks like Palmer's just a little bit quicker. The Ferrari's coming alongside. Ingram's coming alongside. He's got Palmer with the DRS. Is he going to try and get Warriors on the same move? He looks like he's just a little bit too far away, but he's got the straight line speed. He's going to try and go down the inside here. Oh, just backs off.
Everybody was spread eagle on that straight. Everybody had the flaps wide open. Alex is cleared. What an amazing section of racing we've had in the last 2 laps.
Whew. You do not want to miss a second of this because everyone is so close together still. Even the back of the pack, you've got to say, are still fairly close together.
Everybody wants that championship now. It's wide open. It's a run to the end of the season.
Definitely. Tail end of the season now. You want to get as many points as you can.
Alex on that butt of Optic.
Is he gonna go for a hit? No. God, Palmer's retired. What's happened there?
Palmer retired.
We
can't get to him. He's out. There he is. Spun out.
He's lost it out of Aqua Marinelli. He's just spun. Safety car's back out. We've got number 7 here. And it looks like he's just lost it coming out of Aqua Minerale. Just a little bit too much speed up the hill there, and just cars flicked out.
I'm glad you can say that because I can't.
Number 2.
Wow. Now we're going to be bunched up again. The question is, Optic, Warrior should absolutely.
Yep.
They should all come in for pits.
QC
They're all pitting.
Well. Is he going to put
Warrior? Wow. We got to shake up. Let's go to the pits. Take a look.
Are they all going on to... Is QC putting fresh softs on? Oh, he's going hard to the end.
Oh, they're going to one stop. They don't want to pit again. They're going to think they can take it to the end on the hards. Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
This will be interesting. Is whether they have the pace on those hard tyres to account for the stopping distance. It's a fairly long pit lane here in Imola, so it's definitely worth something bearing in mind the one stop. But I probably would have tried to see the medium tyre up to the end here. Definitely something that is possible to do 20 or so laps on it.
Well, here's the question. I would not be surprised to see if Warrior waited to see what they were going to take a lap on the safety car, and then pit and take those hards. If I were him, I would do that right now.
Yeah, he's got nothing to lose by making a pit stop here, because he'll still come out probably alongside those guys. So he's got, unless he's going to try and take those mediums, probably another 7 or 8 laps up to lap 20, and then put some softs on and go from there.
Well, his teammate already spun out and ended the race. You got to think, is that grip going to be there with 5 or 6 laps to go to even compete and keep up?
You've got to remember that Palmer was only on 4-lap old mediums. He wasn't on old mediums.
That's correct. He got aggressive. He got caught in the moment. He got caught in the grass.
It's so easy to lose your back end as you're turning up there and just stepping on the gas a little bit too much, and that's, I think, what happened here.
I'd like to see a vintage league where the cars aren't equal. But of course, there was no classic mode added this year because this was the first attempt on this generation of consoles. As you remember, the past few years, we'd had classic cars like the Senna and Prost cars and a lot of the early 2000s, late 90s cars as well. But I love vintage racing, and that'd be cool to see.
I'll tell you what, it's a beautiful thing to see the red Mercedes AMG safety car doing about 130 miles an hour down that pit straight.
Is that what 130 miles an hour looks like?
For a fairly decent road car, it looks quite funny going along a track like this.
I do love those cars in general, but I think the Aston Martin has a much more valiant effort at a safety car because they're more exotic to me. You see
I definitely
Mercedes all
say
the
it
time.
had the advantage on the Mercedes here.
Mhm. So
Sorry,
we're
I'll
running.
save the poor Aston Martin puns for later.
We're running. Currently, after the pit stops, Warrior first, Tintoretto, Boyer up in third, Pulowski, Ray, Raphael, Lucifer, Optic, who was the first to pit and the leader, going to hards. Alex right there as well. These are basically the two title contenders at this point, or at least leading the train down the back end of the season.
Someone's spun off.
How do you?
They did a bit of a George Russell. They went a bit wide. I can't tell who that was.
Well, they haven't retired yet.
No, I think they managed to recover it just well enough. But someone definitely went a little bit wide under the safety car there, onto the grass.
And we're still not even halfway through this race, and it's been about an hour. It's
No,
wow.
wow.
Yeah.
I think we did start a little bit late, and obviously we've had qualifying, had 20 minutes of qualifying, so.
It just seems longer. The other ones are going pretty quick, but probably because
Yeah.
there's so much action in this race.
And the two safety cars as well, which has kind of bunched everyone back up together. But Warrens is now going to have to pick his spot that he wants to restart. He's got David Bauer right on his rear wing, so it's definitely going to be something that he's wanting to pay attention to. But he has gone at the exit of turn 18.
They get that
Turn
wrong.
19, and he's managed to get a bit of a gap. He's got 8 tenths already, but whether he can keep that or not, it's going to be another question.
Yeah, 14 laps, double the time on those tires. But how about these hards in the back? Are they going to pace themselves and try to hold tread for the end of the race and just let everybody eliminate themselves, or are they going to push it early and just hold on? Well, we got
spun on the hard tires. He's done a 360 and managed to recover it, but that's the cold hard tire going to come into effect there. It's not going to warm up for a couple of laps, so you've got to be careful. And I think he's just found that out a little bit the hard way.
No safety car though. We're still going. No debris on the
no
track.
Damage. Just showing off his rally skills there as doing a 360 for the crowd.
Pulowski surprisingly in third early on here. He got squabbly coming out of that corner.
Yeah, Tintoretto just behind him as well. And obviously Pulowski's teammate Ray sitting quite happily in 5th place there.
The Alphas and the Haas. Boyer up to 2nd. He's got 1 win this year. Warrior.
He's definitely looking for his 2nd win. He's got half the age of the tyre compared to the guy in front of him, so he's going to be looking for that extra pace that it can hold, especially around end of sector 1 and start of sector 2.
Starting to bunch up here in the mid pack. Go back to Lucifer and Raphael. We got contact and more contact.
Ooh.
Oh, he's off! He's off! Is he saving? Can he get on?
Oh, he saved that somehow.
Gumption for Lucifer. Went for the overtake, and now he's off again. He might have to get out the way.
Lucifer there. Optic's getting back into this on the hard tyre. I think he's just found a bit of a rhythm. But definitely getting very close to comfort here with half the race gone.
I believe Alex has made up about 5 or 6 positions since coming off the pit on those hards.
Yeah, I think he was down in 10th, so yeah. Made up about 4 positions, I think.
Tintoretto looking to make that move on Ray to get to 4th.
Well, Ray must have got past him because Tintoretto was sitting in 4th.
Although Warrior is on older tires, he is creating a further separation between him and Boyer.
Yeah, probably a good setup there. Seems to be quite stable for him as DRS is enabled. Pulowski's looking at the rear end of David Bauer here. I'm not sure he's going to be able to make it move here without DRS, but
he's running up on him.
Next lap he's going to be wanting to do.
I think he's got that closing speed. I think the age of Boyer's tires even know the same of Pulowski, but for some reason Pulowski's looking quick. He's closing.
Yeah, he's definitely got something extra in the tank. David's got a lot more ERS though in the tank, so he's got to put that into use if he wants to stay ahead.
Got squirrely there coming out the corner. He's really pushing it too.
Yeah, he's really wanting to use the max of tyres. I wonder if they're going to come in and pit in the next few laps. I don't know. Maybe they're wanting to see them out to the end here. But it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Let's take a look at Alex, who continues to climb on those hards. He's looking really quick, looking to make a move here. Oop, under the chicane. Not there quite yet. The DRS will be all there when we get to that zone, but he might be able to make a move before.
Well, Warriors is now 2.5 seconds ahead of his second place, so he's just pulling and pulling away.
I believe.
I think he knows he needs to pit in the next few laps, so he's going to be wanting to gain as much of an advantage as he can.
Yeah, to me, the only people he's going to be competing with are the people on these hards. You almost wonder if he should have pitted right after they pitted to cycle back around. DRS is open, did not get around. Do we have a move here?
Raphael.
Making moves on the softs.
A little bit. Yeah, he's going to be pushing up the field. He's got the softer tyre, and he's definitely got the pace advantage with it.
Oh, we got a move there. Tintoretto went wide in that corner. Alex got under him. Good grip, good driving. Capitalizing on the error. More battles here.
Yeah, Optic gets past Raphael there into what turn is that? I don't even know. I think that's Piratella.
Ingram, Tintoretto, who went off the track. Tintoretto just went off the track. Lost position to Ingram. He's on old mediums too, so he's going to have to pit.
Yeah, I reckon you will. We'll probably pit in a couple laps. He's probably going to want to go on those softs again and hopefully try and regain the time. But pitting for anyone at this point might be shooting yourself in the foot. The field's still so bunched together. You're going to drop back quite a lot as Ray gets a 3-second time penalty.
Warriors losing those tires as you see the interval there closing in between Boyer and Warrior. Boyer and Warrior.
Yeah, if you're going to pit, you got to do it now as he gets a 3-second penalty as well.
So now he's going to win by 3 seconds.
I say he's trying to push now. He's trying to get that distance back, but he's sacrificing himself by getting penalties by just pushing the track that bit too much.
Pulowski and Herrera, the two alphas, are pushing Boyer. They're close, but so is Alex as I press the wrong button. Alex on the outside here, showing the gumption. Can he get under? He's got it. He's got the spot.
He looks like he was going to go down the inside there, but thought better of it. I think he's going to wait till he's got a little bit more distance to try and do so.
Unbelievable to do this on hard tires. But we got Ingram right behind him.
Ingram's looking to make a move as well. I think.
Ooh, contact.
We got a yellow flag. That's Fireball is around.
Ingram on Alex making the bold move, but he's being held up by Ray. The Ferrari gets under the Williams.
That is the softer tyre just coming into its use.
Absolutely.
Where it can come into effect.
Our DRS is open.
Tintoretto pits.
Optic fastest lap.
On the hard tyre as well. He is just moving.
Got contact there. Ooh, they're bunched up. Ooh, with the move. Optic to the inside. Ray to the inside. Ooh. Ingram hold him off.
Optic a bit squirrely on the... Oh, Alex a little bit squirrely on the exit.
Somebody went wide there. Optic now passes Alex.
Squirrely. Yeah, coming out of... I think that was... coming out of Toaster there. He was just a little bit squirrely with his back end. And Optic made the most of it.
Pulowski still trying to close in on Boyer, but they could also be saving their tires. They're running deep. Unbelievable here that we're 0.8 of a second on Warrior. Warrior needs to pit. There is no way he nurses this home and hopes to win this race.
I reckon he's going to try another lap because you don't want to go too early onto those softs because they'll die out a lot quicker than the mediums currently are. Fireball with another penalty. Was that another penalty or original penalty?
Look at this
first penalty.
Look at the separation between third and sixth. It's so tight. Warrior's out. There we go. Warrior in the pits.
As Pulowski loses his place to Ingram as well. So Ingram's up to second.
We got a push here. Somebody's going in really hard.
as we have David Bauer leading the race, but Ingram's behind him now on half-aged tyres. So we've got a reverse situation of what happened earlier. David Bauer, who did originally have the newer
Woo!
tyre, is now being chased by Ingram, who's got the newer tyre, and it's all getting a bit close for comfort. The top, 5 or 6, all very bunched together here.
They're separated by 7, 9, 13, of what, about 15, 1.5 seconds, I do math, through first and fifth.
This is so close. One small spin could take them all out.
Ingram is shaping up pretty well here. We only have, I don't know how we went from half the race to now only 11 laps left. Ingram might be in a position to win this race.
I think he could be if he just doesn't wreck his tyres and is a little bit careful with him. Oh, he's got a penalty for going wide there.
Never mind, we jinxed him.
That is commentator's curse.
Boyer
David
in.
Jumps into the pits. He's going to probably put on the soft tyre. Ray's got another penalty for speeding in the pit lane. There's all change here. So Ingram's now leading with Pawlowski behind him, only a second behind him, but he's got the newer tyre as our race leader.
Alex is
Optics back up to third.
Yeah, Alex has recovered quite nicely from that hectic session we had about 5 laps ago. They're on the hards and poised. Right now, I'm looking at Ingram winning this race, followed by Optic or Alex. That's going to be our podium, in my opinion.
Yeah, it'll be. I think if Ingram can pull that time that he needs, or if Pawlowski gets a penalty, then it's going to kind of leave that race win wide open for him.
Pawlowski's going to have to pit. I mean, it's that original window that we mentioned, or I mentioned, when they first pitted early on. These guys that went on the mediums that have not changed yet are going to go back to softs for that last run. A lot of the guys already have. You look at Warrior, Tintoretto, Boyer, Ray, and Villeneuve, all on that original strategy.
Yeah, it's definitely a strategy is going to come into play here at the end of the day. You've got to be so careful because obviously everyone got bunched up twice because of the safety car, and doesn't seem to really have split off from that because unlike a lot of tracks, there's
Optic.
no really place for that to happen.
DRS move on Pawlowski. Alex right there with the DRS move as well. They take over second and third. Speaking of the devil, they are now on the podium.
Yep, Optic's still got their penalties, bear in mind, so that could screw them over because Alex and Pawlowski are both still on the podium on penalties.
And here's Warrior with the fastest lap as Rafael pits. 1 lap on them softs. He's 20 seconds behind, but I might just change my mind. Every lap, I'm going to change my mind to who wins. Warrior right now is poised. 1 lap on fresh tires in the softs. Everybody's on older tires plus penalties, but Warrior's got the penalty. I'm going to stop talking.
6 seconds of penalties as well, so
he might not win that then. Let's take a look at the breakdown of the penalties.
I think personally Alex is in the best position here. He's on that hard tyre. He's got no penalties. And he's kind of just sitting back waiting for something to happen between Optic and Ingram, hoping for potentially a bad overtake or something, a little bit of contact between the two. Because he's got enough distance behind him, Pawlowski, that he's safe there. And he's just, sitting quite happily there. Doesn't need to overtake them because he's got that time on penalties that he will just jump into first.
Here's also another one worth noting. I'm going to change my mind again. David Boyer in 7th, the previous leader of the race, on brand new softs with just that right amount of time left with no penalties. Could make a run here with everybody with aging tires.
There's 7 or 8 laps left to go in this race. Oh, and Optic's getting very close to the back end of Ingram here. There's a yellow flag. That looks like Lucifer's had another spin. Yeah, he has.
Oh, we got contact! Optic. Contact with Ingram. He's trying to force his way in there. Like Black Friday deals. Doorbusters.
I said it was going to happen. I think Alex has just sat there waiting for this to happen. And I think it's almost inevitable because these two know they've got to get past each other or keep in front of one another to get kind of second place here.
On the hards, still pushing it. 10 laps on those hards versus 10 laps on mediums. Ooh.
Those hards are probably just coming into their good operating window probably about now. So they're coming into their own. And the mediums are probably on about 20% use, 30% use. So they're not going to be sitting too happy.
We're going to hit that straight. They're going to see these flaps open. We're going to see some catastrophic racing. Devilish.
Could we see a double overtake here?
Triple, quadruple. Octagon.
Everyone overtakes Ingram.
Yes, it's NASCAR. Everybody passes.
Optic's got the straight line speed here. He's going to go down the inside.
Clean pass.
Yeah, clean pass.
Good overtake.
And Alex still just sitting behind. I think he's quite happy to be sat there.
Back with the move. Ingram.
Ingram's looking. He's got more of the advantage around this section of the track. Whereas the straight line speed, he'll probably come back with DRS, but while going through the turns, he's going to have the better grip and the better exit speed. So he wants to make use of it.
These top three clearly leading the pack here, but can anybody in those softs make a run? They're about 14 seconds back. It's going to be tough, but penalties will play a role. Because right now,
Definitely.
you look at third place, he's 4.1 behind. Even if Optic or Beast...
Optic gets a penalty!
Never mind. Change it.
So
penalties
that puts
now.
him on 6 seconds of penalties now. So that puts Polowski on
podium
in third. That means Alex is winning the race and Ingram's coming second as it currently stands.
Yeah, Alex with no. Polowski might actually, if he can make some closing time here, but he's got no slipstream, nothing to help him. As you see him tail back there.
Ingram's out of ERS there as well, so this can be a claw. He's gone around the outside. Nice move.
Outside. Oh, he got what? He bumped him! He bumped him!
What did I say was going to happen? There was going to be contact. Alex just had to sit there and wait
This
for
is
it
ridiculous.
To happen.
That was aggressive push. Booted right out of the way. Unbelievable. Stewards will have a word with these guys this week. That was a bold move.
Oh.
He's not out of the race, though, but he should be out of his car throwing bows. We will see what happens. He had this race. Might still have it.
There may be a Michael Schumacher style incident in the pit lane after this race where he's going to find him.
Hopefully they don't go skiing. Polowski, third. Lucking in here to a podium, quite possibly.
I said this, Alex just had to sit back and wait for something to happen because it was going to happen. You could see it. Now he has got a 4.5 second advantage on second place. And Optic's got that 6 second penalty as well. So he is 10 seconds clear effectively of second place here.
And those hards have really come into play, but we still have 7 laps to go. Something could happen. Anything's going to happen at this point, but we are first and second spread out by a good bit now. Polowski needs something, but he's on old mediums. Let's take a look at Warrior.
He's got a bit of ERS, but not enough to catch the time.
Let's look at Warrior.
He's catching ever so slightly, but all it takes is one little spin.
Warrior's the closest driver on those softs. Still has a penalty, though. Can't see tires and penalties. There's a breakdown. It's really just going to come down to Polowski, Alex, and Ingram will probably at least get a token podium. It's a parting gift for what arguably should be a victory until he was.
I don't know. If Ingram has to push for about a second to get that third place as it stands.
He was so rudely punted on a chicane by our current leader.
And I think the stewards will definitely be looking at that one.
Somebody's brakes gave out. That was awful. But now it's calmed down quite a bit as everybody's spaced out. Alex dominating now at this point.
I think the closest battle now, we've got David Bauer on the back of Ray Ray. Still about a second out, but that's the closest that anyone is.
He was right there. He's getting close on the corners. That's about it. If he can clip to 1 second on the straight, it can open them flaps up and see if he can make a move. I don't think he's going to have enough.
Yeah,
he is on the soft.
The DRS detections before you go into, well, at the end of turn 16, start of turn 17 there. So it's before the 2 left-handers, so you've really got to make the time there before the turns.
Alex continuing to swap.
DRS.
I believe we've run everybody off from this race. We have 1 watcher.
Beautiful.
We had like 10.
That 1 watcher is me. I've got it up on my phone.
I have it up on my phone too. Maybe it's just behind. There's 2. There it is.
Mine's saying 2 watchers. Yeah. So we're watching our own stream, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for coming along.
Where's Finley? We had more, but we scared him off.
I think. Yeah. We had some technical issues at the start. Hopefully people will watch this back after the race. I know the drivers normally do. just to see if they get a shout out.
I
do, especially when I race.
I'll give a shout out to Fireball for at least finishing this race. I believe this is his first race. I don't recognize the name.
I don't recognise the name either. So congrats, he's done well. I think as long as you're staying in the race, you've done well, haven't you? And who knows what's going to happen in the next couple of laps.
Alex is putting on a teaching session, just learning today on the hards.
If it stays this way, Alex is my driver of the day.
My driver of the day might be Pawlowski.
Who's got the most position changes? Oh, Pawlowski's got 6 positions up.
Yes, and is driving on ancient tires. He didn't elect to make that change for the softs. Got Palmer.
He's on 21 lap old.
Yeah,
wow.
got Palmer as our pole sitter who just drove off the track into a wall into a parking lot and parked it. Ingram punted by Optic. Made up 4 position. He will pay for his aggressive driving.
He will, and there'll probably be a little bit of review, and we'll definitely try and fill you guys in on what happened on the penalties. Might be worth something, but we looking for
spin.
Rival's retired. Is that in the pit? That is in the pits.
See, I just had to jinx him, didn't I? That was another jinx. I'm like, hey, good job. Now you quit. Pawlowski.
Left the session.
Ingram is on that butt of Pawlowski. He's got time to pass him on fresher tires. It's going to happen.
Yeah, but penalties are going to come back and bite him in the arse here, I think.
Can he create enough separation?
Pawlowski and then get
easily by him.
6 seconds of Optic.
Easily by him on the offside going.
So he's got 3 laps to get within 6 seconds of Optic. Within 3 seconds of Optic here, or 6 seconds, really.
Well, we really hit that climax too early on this race, didn't we?
We did. We wanted it shifted about 10 laps later.
Because right now it's just pure domination.
We only commentate on what we see, don't we? So.
Yes. We need spotters.
That would be ideal.
Warrior is slowly closing on those softs. There's a very good chance he will pass Pawlowski. But, I mean, a lap, and there's about 3 laps left. I think he can get 4th, which could actually put him. Oh, wait, he's got the penalties. Never mind. Probably shouldn't cut the course or speed in the pits, and you might be, finishing where you finish.
Yeah, Pawlowski's definitely going to get at least P3 here. If he can pull a little bit more time, he's probably, I think he's a little bit out of contention for P2. But it's still a fantastic drive for Pawlowski not to get any penalties here. And I think it will be worrying Optic and Ingram, who are sat in front of them with the penalties.
Boyer just could not capitalize on those softs. Those softs didn't work out as well as the top 4, or at least the top 3, are treating those ancient tires pretty well, especially the hards.
Yeah, I don't think the speed difference is there compared to some of the other tracks that we've raced on. Like, they may have maybe half a second more in speed, but that's just not enough advantage when you've lost so much time in the pits.
Warrior's still inching closer.
Out back into traffic,
Warrior's still inching closer. Pawlowski had such a clean race. You can see the metal on the tires just shredding away. It's like a paper shredder.
I appreciate Alex's lap as well. Well, Alex's final lap, because he has just raced a perfect race here. He's just no penalties so far.
He's just let everybody else blow themselves up.
Yep, he's sat back, watched, and kind of, God, if you guys want to race, I'm going to do my thing, and this is how it's going to work out.
Clean. Just nothing but clean air. Doritos Williams just dominating, showing how to drive on hard tires at Imola. Optic, the one who punts. PRL stands for punting racing line. But we have Ingram.
Bear in mind that Warriors currently has the fastest lap as well. He's got a 1:17.2.
That is a lapper behind Optic. It's Lucifer. Ingram is 7 seconds behind. But Pawlowski actually got passed by Warrior, but the 6-second penalty makes it useless. Let's go to our eventual winner here. coming around Sector 3, beginning Sector 3.
Yeah, heads down into the ultra chicane here. It's a nice little right-left turns 14 and 15. Coming down to a weird right-hander, which is 16. It's technically this turn here, very narrow, and there we go, that one there, and into Ravaza 17 and 18. Round the turn, and finally turn 19, right-hander here as he comes to win the Imola Grand Prix.
Crossing the line, Alex D with the victory on the hards, and we got bumping between the lappers, or that's lag, one of the two. Anyways, Alex D with the victory. That was terrible. Over Pirlo Optic.
I like the rhyme.
Over Optic, Ingram comes in.
Ingram gets
third.
Ingram gets third, Pelosi in fourth, and Warren's down in fifth. Warren's, I believe, still has that fastest lap as well. If I can try and find it, it won't show it to me at the moment. There we go. Yeah, Warren's still got that fastest lap, so he's going to get that bonus point there. Definitely something that he'll be excited about.
We'll have to check out the standings and also see if there's some sort of penalty that comes after for Optic absolutely punning Ingram as Beast in that Ferrari off the track.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's a report opened in the next couple of minutes about that incident.
But wonderful drive as the strategy for going to hards worked out for the top two drivers in today's race. Podium celebration, champagne pouring from the heavens in Imola. Doritos Williams on the top of the podium.
Yeah, very nice drive there from our guys. And beautiful.
Optic was driver of the day.
Yeah.
Even without the punt.
Yeah, just coming from so far back to make that stick.
So there's our rundown. Fastest lap did go to Warrior. 117.292, smoking fast. Extremely smoking fast. Almost, 7/10 of a second from the winner? It was the closest? Well, 6/10. Yeah, Ray was second fastest. Two Canadians, actually. I didn't notice that on the, we have them on the
nice.
1-2. Unbelievable drive. Are we interviewing anybody?
We can try and get them in. I'm not sure how well it will work.
Never mind. We usually just close out anyways.
Yeah. We'll give it another try next week when we're a little more sorted with tech difficulties.
Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Come back and watch this. It's been interesting. The championship is wide open at this point. Thanks for checking us out.